Hello. Today I am talking about healing our inner child. But, hello, Sky. Before I get started, I'm going to light some incense and turn off my notifications. So let me do this real fast. Okay. Alright. So I turned off my notifications, and today I'm going to talk about healing our inner child. But first, I'm going to light some incense. Thank you, Norma. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the Holy Trinity. If you don't know David Hopkins, he always talks about that. But for those of you who don't know him, I am going to explain the importance of the three first to start off. So, the Holy Trinity is everywhere. You need three to make a whole. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. That's three. You need so I don't get distracted. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. That's three. Mother, father, or two parents and a child. That's three. We also, you need three to make a whole, to make something complete. And so there is three aspects of ourselves that are of this plane. It's our inner child, our conscious adult self, and our wise inner self or older self. And you need all three to be balanced and united to be whole, to be complete. And our inner child is the very foundation that our life is based off of. All of our habits, all of our patterns are based off of our inner child. Our inner child is our true selves. So if you're wondering what I mean by our inner child, I mean our true essence, the very essence of who we are. Most of us, as we get older, as we grow older, we lose connection with that inner child just because our body ages. We lose connection with this inner child that we are. And so when we hear those talk about our inner child, we may not understand because we've been taught to neglect it. We get called naive or get seen as someone who is immature or ignorant, when all we're doing is simply expressing who we are truly. All of us. All of us, we are our inner child every second of the day. And our inner child is not ignorant, is not naive. Our inner child is the very thing that protects us. It teaches, it learns from past experiences that we've had, and it protects us from those things because most of the time it's scared because of what has happened to us, and it doesn't understand why. And as we get older, it gets neglected. We push it down, We push our beloved inner child down. We lock it in a cage inside of ourselves. And when we do this, this is the main cause of losing joy in life, losing our playfulness, seeing the enchantments and the beauty of life. And just neglecting our inner child is like having a child of our own and choosing to neglect that child. When we allow ourselves and listen to society and the conditioning we've been taught, the reason why we've been taught not to connect with our inner child is because that brings us closer to Source. When we're connected and our inner child is allowed to be present with us at all times with the other aspects of ourselves, then we are undoubtedly connected with Source. We are our true self. We are deeply connected. We are deeply in the moment. And the reason why we have been taught not to connect with our inner child is because if we're constantly worried about something, if we're in the past or if we're in the future, then we're always seeking more. And they can't benefit off of people who aren't always seeking more if we're content with where we are right now. If we're not trying to find ways to find healing through other things or to ignore the pain and the patterns that are within us, we wouldn't feel the need to cover our wounds with alcohol or anything that we use to run away. We wouldn't be running away from anything because we would be content. And so this is why we have even been taught to just grow up. Just they say grow up. It's time to grow up. You need to snap out of it. We're not kids anymore. Grow up. That our inner child is who we really are, and our inner child is what deeply connects us with Source. And so why it's important to heal our inner child is because most of the patterns that we are unaware of or are aware of connects to some experience that we have had that affects our everyday life. So you can ignore your inner child and continue to be in pain and continue to be in suffering in your everyday life. Or you can heal your inner child and you can experience the bliss and joy that you did when you were once a child. When we were children, didn't we start out happy and it took something to make us mad or make us upset? Rather than now when we're adults, we're normally upset and it takes something to make us happy. So it's been switched around and we need to get that innocence back, in a sense. You may not feel this way because of what we've been taught to think about children. We think that they aren't smart. But if you take a step back and you look at all of the patterns in your life and how you react to certain situations, you will understand just how smart your inner child is. It knows how to protect you, and it is whenever it feels threatened. It knows just what to do. So, for example, if you have been hurt in the past say you have been abandoned by a parent in your past. Your inner child then, in protecting you, tries to push away anybody else for the rest of your life until you make the move, until you decide to heal your inner child. it'll protect you by pushing the other people away or hurting them before you get hurt. That is just, then that becomes a mix of ego and the wounded inner child. That's a whole different subject, but that's a whole different video. But so our inner child is actually very smart. And when we allow ourselves to connect with our inner child and do what is necessary to heal our inner child, we are able to be whole and complete within ourselves and in the rest of the areas of our life. I know that there are those that do inner child healing, and I don't, no disrespect to them at all. I'm sure they help tremendously. Some of us don't know where to start, and those people are perfect for that. But I think, in my own personal opinion, I think that's important that we take the steps on our own. Having guidance from others, yes, that is very helpful, and sometimes, at times, extremely necessary. Extremely necessary. And these people that do inner child healing are necessary, and they are absolutely perfect for this. But in my personal opinion, I have never gotten inner child healing from someone else. I have done inner child healing on my own. And I know someone who does inner child healing, so if after this video you still struggle to understand how to help yourself, maybe I can lead you to them. But I think that it is important that we do our own inner child healing, because it's extremely personal. It's an extremely personal process. It is we deeply connect with ourselves when we do this. It's extremely personal because you get into the nitty-gritty of things. You get into the wounds. I mean, you really dig them up, and you really have to look them right in the face. And that is when, if we can't handle it, that is when it's okay to, of course, go to those that we trust. But inner child healing, depending on just how much you still have to heal from, it can be a lifetime process. I'm still doing some inner child healing the more that I remember. But the first thing that needs to be done is to connect with your inner child. If you've kept your inner child blocked and just kept in a cage, the first thing that needs to be done is to fully understand that our inner child is who we are. And then you go to your inner child in meditation, or you can do it right now, in this very moment, and pick a situation where you feel threatened, where when something happens you feel threatened, or when you feel scared. Our fears, all of those things can connect us to our inner child. Then what you can do is you go to your inner child. You can meditate and picture yourself picture yourself going to a safe place where you feel safe, and then you invite your inner child there. You can, and whatever age your inner child comes to you is the perfect age at that moment. And so what you can do is you could go to your inner child in meditation, and you can invite your inner child to that safe place. If you don't know what to say, usually you will know exactly what to say and what your inner child then needs to hear. But if not, allow yourself to just spend time with your inner child at first. Allow yourself to sit there with your inner child, because if it's a situation where you have closed yourself off, more than likely your inner child is going to have a hard time at first opening up to even you, even though it is you. And you just tell and then you keep coming back to it. Just keep opening up more and more, and then eventually you can tell your inner child, I'm here. We're okay now. I am the adult you. I am the conscious adult you. And it's okay. It's okay now. And we are protected. I am here to protect you. I am here to provide a safe place for you to be. And before you decide to just push this off, to just ignore this video, I ask you to try it. Because no doubt, most of the pain in your life, and most of the suffering, and most of the problems in your life that cause you pain come from something that has happened to you in with your inner child. And whether you believe it or not, your inner child is always affecting your everyday life. So then you provide that safe place for your inner child. Bring your inner child into your heart. And then say to yourself, from this day forth, I vow to protect, serve, and give my inner child what it needs, with unconditional love. And to always be this safe space for my inner child. And that is where the journey begins. That is where the healing begins. The absolutely necessary healing begins. Because in doing that, you allow that part of your inner child to begin to grow, to begin to heal. And when your inner child heals like that, so do you. In healing your inner child, you heal yourself right here, right now. This may bring up some pent-up emotions. This may bring up what seems like more fear, what seems like more anger, more sadness. All it is it's simply coming to the surface for you to heal. For you to feel it one more time before you can finally let it go. And this is absolutely necessary with anything. With anywhere we feel blocked in our life, anywhere we feel pain or fear about anything. This is absolutely necessary for us to confront it, to face it head on, as it is, with love, and then doing what is necessary for healing, whether that be, feeling it, talking to it, whatever it may be. It's absolutely necessary to heal and then finally release it so that we no longer have to feel that anymore. Because when we don't heal these wounds with our inner child, we relive these situations every single day. You relive the fear every single day because it's trying to fight to be seen. Your pain is demanding to be felt. And when we just push it down and push it down and push it down, it's just going to keep coming up. It's just going to build and build and build. And when we decide to just embrace it, when we decide to just embrace it and send it love and do what is necessary and listen to it to heal it, we never have to feel it again. That's the thing. And like I said, the reason why we have even been taught to push our feelings down and that feelings are bad to feel is because of not being content. When we aren't content, we only want more. We're not grateful, we're not happy. And and the people who are looking to sell certain things that will make you happy, they're not going to benefit if you're already happy. So we need to allow ourselves to open up to this again. We were open to this a long time ago. We were We were our inner child. We allowed ourselves to play, to draw, to sing, to dance. And some of us are opening up to it. But for those of you who are not, it's time to do it now. Before you are laying in your deathbed and you realize it when it's too late for this lifetime, for this reality, for this plane that you're in right here, right now. It's important to do this because if we don't, those wounds will just stay there. And we will, and in healing our inner child, we find freedom. We find liberation from, and we transcend our wounds that we are just holding on to, that are only burdening us, that are keeping us from being our true selves and reaching our full potential. And in allowing and in continuously facing these wounds head on and facing these situations where we feel the patterns and the fear, or we feel threatened by something or somebody, in allowing ourselves to face these things, we allow ourselves to heal on an extremely deep level. On levels that we may not even be aware of that we need healing. Every day, it's a journey. But that's what it's all about. It's not about the ultimate healing. It's, that's not what we've come here to do. If we came from bliss to experience bliss here, that would be kind of pointless. We came here to learn in some way. And that's what it's about. It's about the journey. It's about the in-between. And when we fully grasp this and we allow ourselves to enjoy the journey and see every situation as an opportunity rather than a punishment or a burden, then life becomes what it is meant to be. Fun, playful, joyful, happiness, unity, awareness, mindfulness. It becomes absolutely beautiful. And it's important that we connect on all levels of ourselves. You can't be whole, but yet ignore a certain part of yourself or neglect a certain part of yourself, because then you are not whole. You need to love every aspect of yourself to be whole, to feel the happiness that you are seeking. And we can do this by simply starting from the very beginning. No, I mean not the very beginning of time or the very beginning of our very essence of who we are. I mean the very beginning of when we were born here on this earth. We start from the very beginning of when we were born here on this plane. Our inner child. You need a strong foundation to make sure that you have something strong to build on. And if your foundation is hurt or cracked in any way or not stable in any way, then the rest of what is being built on top of it will only crumble and fall. And that goes with our foundation. Our inner child is who we really are. It is our soul. It is our very inner essence. And if we take the time, if we decide that we are finally done suffering, and we take the time to love ourselves in this way, then our lives will be completely transformed. Happiness will come in all forms that we never even imagined. Healing in all forms will come in ways we never even imagined. And so start now, if you haven't already, to take the time to heal your inner child. Confront your inner child. And for those of you who do this and you find pain upon pain upon pain because of all of the things that you've held back, all of the things that you've only held within and locked away and pushed away, then I'll be here for you. Maybe I can send you to somebody who does this for a living, or maybe it would just be nice to talk to somebody about it, because that sometimes is necessary too. You know, with overwhelming emotions arising, from certain traumatic experiences, it's absolutely necessary to either talk about it or express it in a productive way rather than just pushing it down even more. So, if what I'm telling you, you experience difficulties with, come. You can feel absolutely free to come to me, and I will help you in the ways that I can. I will share my experiences with you, because I've been on this inner child healing journey, and I can say that it's not easy if you have a lot to heal from. And when you have such a hard past, it is natural for our inner child to not know what's going on and to want to hide or to just make it stop. Don't forget that your inner child does have the mind of a child. Your inner child does think like a child. And so talk to it like you would your beloved child, because this is your beloved child. Your inner child is your beloved child. I always joke around with myself and with my twin flame saying, I don't need kids. I have a child, and then I have my 7 pets. So I have children. But I mean, my inner child has had to go through a lot of healing. It's just like having one of your own, because it is you. It's taking care of yourself. It's loving yourself. It's healing yourself, your inner child, your true essence. And so, if you begin this journey with your inner child and you find any difficulties, then understand that it is only healing that you are experiencing. That this isn't something bad or something to fear, and it's not here to add on to your fear. It's not a punishment. It's just simply something that has been brought up to be healed, to be embraced and accepted and loved unconditionally and divinely, and then finally to be released. Because you can't fight fear with fear. You can't fight anger with anger, because it'll only fuel it. Just like you can't fight fire with fire. That saying is said everywhere. That goes with everything. You need to do the opposite of what it is. And the opposite of love is fear, not hate. You need to unconditionally love these things that are coming up inside of you. And when the time is right, they will be released. So, this entire time I've had the comments swiped away. So, if there are any that I have missed, then I just turn the comments back on, and if anybody has any comments, If anybody has any questions for me, feel free to ask, because that is all I have to share for you. Oh boy. It's picking the pace back up, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot. But healing our inner child is so, so important. And okay, so where do you start? You can start by meditation, because meditation will bring that mindfulness and awareness that is necessary to see certain habitual patterns we have, to bring awareness and mindfulness to the pain that we are causing in ourselves. And so you can start by simply just meditating, because that will help to bring that awareness that is necessary, and we can be like, oh, I see where I'm pushing people away. I see where I'm hurting. I see where I feel threatened, and now I can do the work that is necessary. Now you can go and embrace your inner child. And just start by doing that if you don't know where to start. And you're very welcome for this message. I am happy to share it. Thank you all for supporting me and for liking, commenting, sharing. I really appreciate it, and I am so, so extremely grateful for all of you here, for all of you watching. And if there are no more questions, if there's any more questions, this is going to be on my YouTube channel. And so you can go to the YouTube channel, or you can just comment below on here if there's any more questions, or you can message me on my Facebook page, and I'll be happy to answer more questions about this particular topic. So, and I'll post my YouTube video after this as well, or my YouTube channel after this. My YouTube channel is where I'm going to have all of my live videos, and soon I'll be doing meditations as well. So I want you to know that I love you all, and I love your inner child, and your inner child and you and all aspects of yourself are so loved. And I wish you all an amazing,